Hello everyone, my name is Kiduna Gautam. I'm so excited to be on this edition of Toolkit for Behavior Management. Today we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, positive relationship as a toolkit for behavior management. The heart of effective behavior management is building positive relationships with children. This allows the teacher to connect with the children, forming a strong foundation from which behavioral change can take place. For us to transform the behavior of children, whether parent or teacher, we must form a bond with these children. We must model the kind of behavior that we want the children to imitate, the kind of behavior we want the children to exhibit. So if we don't model good behavior, children will find it difficult differentiating from what is good and bad. And also why we must form a strong bond with children is because we create a cycle of influence. The children, if they are not connected with us, they will find it very difficult to believe us, to trust us, and to obey us to do things that we want them to do. So that is why it's very important for teachers and parents to form a strong bond with children, because that is the foundation of behavioral change. If we really want to influence children, we must form a strong bond with them, because without such bond, we will never impact in their life the way we should as parents and teachers. So I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to build positive relationships with children. Number one is welcome the children into the classroom. As a teacher, it is your duty to always welcome the children into your classroom. This will create a sense of recognition. The children will feel happy, they will be excited because their teacher is standing by the door and welcoming them into the classroom. And it also helps in managing a disruptive behavior that may take place immediately if they enter the classroom or immediately when they enter the classroom. So welcoming children into the classroom is very important and is the number one way we can build positive relationship with children. The second one is ensure all children understand what is expected of them. Sometimes children do not really understand what is expected of them, so they get lost easily when a lesson is going on. So it's the role or is the responsibility of the teacher to ensure that children know exactly what is expected of them by creating routines and rules. So when children step into the classroom, they know exactly what to do. For instance, while I was teaching some years back, year 5, what I usually do, because the class was really challenging, so what I usually do is to stand by the door and allow the children to line up outside before they get into the classroom. Now, before even standing at the door, I would have already arranged their exercise books on their tables and displayed whatever I'm going to teach them on the smart board. So as soon as they enter the classroom, their books are already on their table and the subject for that period is already displayed. So the moment they enter into the classroom, they are ushered into a lesson. So there's a smooth transition from their coming to school to the classroom to their seat and to the lesson. Exactly that also happened during break time. You could create such transition as they are coming from the break. You know, they must have played and the energy will be very high. So you stand by the door and allow them to cool off for some few minutes, and then you usher them into the classroom. by then you would have put a lot of things in order, their books, whatever they are going to learn together, so that they will not carry the same energy they had in the playground into the classroom, which is going to be very disruptive. So ensure all children understand what is expected of them. It's also related to welcoming children into the classroom. The third point is create a positive environment where each child feels relaxed and accepted. Create a positive environment where each child feels relaxed and accepted. Now, there should be fairness in the classroom. There should be warmth. The teacher should be funny. The teacher should also connect with the children in such a way that the child is excited, that the child is not afraid of anything. That's why corporal punishment completely should be outlawed from your classroom. Even if a school encourages corporal punishment, you as a teacher, as a professional teacher, you should try to prohibit corporal punishment in your classroom so that you will create a conducive atmosphere for children to sit and learn without fear, without apprehension, without any threat. This will go a long way in making children feel accepted and also relaxed in your classroom. Now, the fourth point is show interest in each child's family, talents, goals, likes, and dislikes. Show interest in each child's family, goals, likes, and dislikes, talents, and other things that the child is interested in. So if you show interest in what the children are interested in, they open up to you. They connect with you on a deeper level because you have shown interest, and you also conversate about these things that they are interested in. So by doing this, you have psychologically entered into the world of these children, and you could direct their behavior, you could direct whatever they do, you could direct their actions, you could, easily navigate and circumvent whatever misbehavior that may arise in the future, because you are into them, you are in their world. So you are not standing as an adult barking out instructions or command for the children to obey, but you are standing like a child that knows better and directing them on what to do. So they easily believe you because you are in their world. So you are not just apprehensive about what they do, but you are consciously redirecting their energy in the right places. And I think this makes sense a lot when we do that as parents, when we do that as teachers. So, and the fifth point, the last point, is engage with the children during lunchtime and playtime. Engage with the children during lunchtime and playtime. Most times, what I do personally is play football with the children every Wednesday. This helps me to connect with all the male children in the school. So they trust me because we sweat together, we roll on the floor together, we celebrate our goals together, we hug, we clap hands, we do crazy things together with them. So there's trust. So they are not seeing me as one teacher who is very far off. They are not seeing me as an adult who is always looking for an opportunity to punish them, but they're seeing me as a friend. They're seeing me as their peers. They're seeing me as someone who they could trust. So that's why they easily come up to me to report things, to say, oh, this is going wrong, this is how I feel, and all that. And I think that's what all teachers and parents should do. Spare time roll on the floor with the children, play with them, be like a kid again. And you find it very interesting, because when you do that, that is when you'll be able to even control their emotions. Children display a lot of emotions during playtime. So when you are in the playground, you are able to control their language, you're able to control their emotions, you're able to control whatever they perceive and all that. So it helps you to moderate, it helps you to direct, it helps you to coach, it helps you to manage their behavior appropriately, because you're always around the children. You've created a bond, and this bond helps in behavior management more than anything else. So the child that misbehaves in the classroom, if you check very well, if you don't have a strong bond with the child, if you don't connect with the child, you find it very difficult to direct such misbehavior into a positive venture. So I urge you to always find time to connect with the children, build positive relationships, so that you will help to manage children's behavior. Remember, if you use force, that means you are out of control. If you use force, that means you have lost your grip on your classroom, and it affects children learning, because research has shown that corporal punishment affects the academic development of children. So anytime you use a cane on a child, anytime you threaten a child, anytime you make the child feel very uncomfortable in the classroom, the child doesn't learn, because the cortex will be shut down by the amygdala. According to Daniel Goleman, that the amygdala is a stronger part of the brain that could shut down completely the cognitive part of the brain, which is the cortex, the frontal cortex. That's the thinking part of the brain. And once that part of the brain is shut down, believe me, learning will not take place. So even as a parent at home, if you really want the child to learn something, make sure the child is excited, make sure the child is ready, make sure you've connected with the child very well, then the child will learn. But if you threaten, forget it. So thank you very much for listening, and I believe this makes a lot of sense. Watch out for our next episode of Behavior Management,